Reddit.
Good morning.
We made it. It's a June miracle. like, um,
Is I can confirm.
Everybody, welcome back. We're coming at you with Revenge of the Gith, episode 8, after a month-long wait of, God, what happened? This was a cursed, it was cursed. like,
curse is broken.
The curse is broken, hopefully, at the very least, knock on wood. We'll say that it's broken anyway. Also, I apologize to everyone ahead of time. I keep trying to get my husband out of bed so he doesn't snore, but he is a few feet away and he hasn't moved, but so you might see me getting up periodically to remove him. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let Robus take us off. Robert, introduce yourself. What's going on?
Hi, I'm Robert the GM at RobBRollin on Twitter. I wore my pineapple shirt because I was so excited. It's gonna be a great day of D&D. I'm so excited to get back into it.
Thank you. And next we'll start with our newest face and player joining us for the first time in the middle of the season, our good friend Obadiah.
Hello everyone, I am Obadiah at Jossa Dyson on Twitter. You can find me in the places. And I will be joining as a new and completely and totally legitimate half-elf by the name of Hong Huzi. I promise everything will be just wonderful.
Awesome.
It'll be Hongi Dory.
And as a reminder, you are playing what's called the Warden class for anyone who's listening, and the Warden class is a homebrew class created by our community member over on Discord, Jamie Jams, who plays on our Monday game. So check if you're interested in learning about that class, hit me up and I'll hook you up. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you here. And next we have Mr. Luminous D.
Hello, I'm Luminous D, also known as Ash. I am playing Luminos D Starcaller, human paladin extraordinaire, and the moral compass of this party, I assume, because a lot of shady things are happening around, and I'm keeping my ears to the ground, or at least telling you some business along the way.
Awesome. Thank you, Ash. And next we have Ember.
Hey, I'm finally back. I am playing Alexander Bogmar, the not-so-morally aligned paladin. Azamar paladin. Yes.
Just paladin though, nothing else going on.
Just a paladin.
Yeah, you weren't firing crackling purple bolts or anything.
No, just a paladin.
Don't worry. I'm sure it's fine.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
This is fine as it's burning around.
This is fine. Everything is fine. And of course, we have returning to us today is Omega 362.
I'm playing Aira, our birdie archer, who is very sad because his boyfriend is gone.
Aww. Chatter. And if you guys haven't noticed, Adam will not be joining us today because he has a concert, from what I understand, and live show is dope. And also, because Hope ended up getting a job offer, she had to leave the show, but stay tuned because she's probably going to be joining another show eventually. And, of course, my name is Val. I am your host here. I'm playing Anja, the half-elf blade singer, who has a very weird obsession with her dead mom, and is very nervous whenever she is at college. That's pretty much what's happening. And without further ado, Robert, go ahead and take us off, fam.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back after our little break, back to the world of Arial, but more specifically to the city of Malsha, where you all live. a year and a half ago, as a reminder to maybe those who are new, both playing and watching, the world of Ariel, but specifically the city of Malja as well, was invaded a year and a half ago by the Gith, extraplanar. Usually thought it was just like a militant raiding society that just kind of took interesting items and artifacts, but now they've come in full force, claiming this world and attempting to purge from it all of the mind flayers, the illithid, their former masters. In doing so, they've set large watches above all the civilized areas of the world and have tried to purge and collect all the people from the Underdark, as that's where the Illithid tend to live. This has caused the city of Malja to swell to double its normal size. There's the upper district where all the men, elves, dwarves, all the races that you are more familiar with live, trying to make sense of this new world. But sprawling around that, again, there's the underquarter, still above ground, but made up of the drow, deep gnomes, and other displaced people from the Underdark. As the Gith made a very simple proclamation of, if you're in the Underdark, you still, after a certain amount of time, you're a threat and you'll be taken down as such. And that was kind of a non-choice for many people. When we last left our party, they had just saved their friend Antakam, a dragonborn who was part of the city guard, from, well, throwing his life away, destroying one of the many watchtowers that Gith had built in the city. But before we come back to the party and speaking with their friends, we have a few different matters to take care of first. So first, Aira. Um,
I
back
was not part of that previous adventure.
exactly, because as you were standing at the university, so this is a little bit ago, you were looking towards the sky as you often do, I would think, right? You long for the sky, and you saw something you have not seen in a long time, which was another Aarakocra.
Hmm.
Um, and I will say, I maybe took the reins a little bit when you left and said that you went to go see what was up and see.
Well, yeah.
I figured that might
Obviously, yeah.
character. So as you fly up to meet them, you see it's actually somebody you recognize, from your old home. I don't know if you have a name for them or if I'm making them up, but somebody. This is maybe an old friend, or just a peer, fellow, student
Hmm.
archery. Can you tell me?
I don't quite remember their actual name, but the nickname we always gave him was Long Feather, because, you know, obvious reasons, descriptive nicknames and whatnot.
Of course, yeah.
We're very uninteresting with our nicknames.
So yeah, you fly up and Longfeather immediately sees you. Is that you?
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Just not much.
Huh. I didn't hear why you left.
That was a little bit of an accident.
Huh. Well, you kind of missed out a little bit here. We kind of stumbled into some good fortune.
What do you mean?
I'll show you. And he starts flying towards a mountain, like there's some like sprawling hills and some mountains like towards the edge of Malja, and he starts flying towards there.
I follow, I guess.
Yeah, so it's a good like hour flight. It's not a short distance, and as you get to just one of the mountains in this small range, you see built within it there is a like large stone door, and standing guard outside are three more members of your tribe. We so the I don't know what they're called, but the ones in the flying boats, they came by.
They're called the Gith.
Oh, I like the people in the flying boats better, but sure. So these get right. They came to us, and they think they rule the sky, but we know who rules the sky. But
Mm-hmm.
they threatened us. They said that they were going to throw us from our roost. We didn't believe them, but they have many flying boats, and but they gave us a choice. We could be thrown from our roost, or we could guard this door. And as part of this, we haven't seen these Gith, you say,
Gith.
for weeks. Our
You know
skies have been
what's
clear.
behind this door?
No.
Does the door have any like obvious opening mechanism?
Go and make an Arcana check.
Sure.
I think you know enough about this. You think you can tell enough from this door that this is obviously like a magically warded door, so it's not like you're just gonna be able to push it open. But how to open it, there's a million and one different ways to open a magically sealed door. So not all of them are, and pretty much none of them are easy. So
There must be something important behind this door.
must be important enough for them to give up the skies.
So you've voluntarily moved out of our roost to guard this door.
Well, not forever. We switch around, but it's worth it to know that the rest of the tribe gets the skies. You know.
What makes you think the Gith won't like betray you? They're not the most trustworthy of folks.
Kind of looks like that's never really occurred to him before. Well, you think they would?
I don't know, but I think it's entirely plausible.
Why'd you leave again?
It was just a little bit of an accident.
And how do you know so much about these Gith?
I've been making some new friends.
They have wings, of course.
Of course.
Okay. You're not one of those silly groundwalkers.
Yes.
And if the Gith, are you sure it's not Jith?
I'm not 100% sure on that. It's
Okay.
a plausible translation.
I think I'm gonna go with Jith. It just seems better, you know. It seems more correct.
Okay.
So if these Jith do turn on us, you and your new friends could help.
Probably.
Well, you're I'm not supposed to have one of these, of course, but he hands out like a token that is, you would remember, part of your tribe where it's just like a signaling, right? Like it's just the ability to send brief messages between the tribes. But you also know that you're not supposed to have one.
Very much, yes.
He holds up one of his long feathers to his like beak.
I take it and start heading back to the city.
Yeah. And he kind of, till we meet again.
Indeed.
Jith. What a funny word as you fly off. As you as you fly off back towards the city, kind of halfway through your journey back, you notice a giant beam of red light shoot into the sky. from part of the underquarter, and I'll say you've got sharp enough, keen enough eyes to notice that one of the watchtowers is like fallen over. I don't think you need a roll to try and guess who did that, and you are able to make it back to the tavern with your friends.
I've been gone for like a day.
But we're
Is
still
that?
not ready to come back to that meeting because we still have yet another thing to do. Alexander.
Ah, yeah.
So you also broke away from the party at the university, as you had recently come across some sort of curse, enchantment, you're not entirely sure, and it did occur to you that there is quite literally dozens of people who might know the answer to what might be you might be dealing with in this university.
Okay.
So, I guess my question is, what kind of person would you seek out to try and find some answers here?
Probably some kind of church. Yeah, some kind of church would be probably the first thing he'd go for.
All right, yeah. So you're gonna leave the university proper, and find
Yeah.
like the nearest cathedral. Understood. I'll say, let me just, yeah. I believe you all had an appointment as a group to meet a necromancy professor. No worries. It's been a hot
Yeah.
second. So you go to find church. Why don't you just roll me an investigation check? We'll see what kind of place you find.
A 9 plus 0, I believe.
All right. So you find like the first church you find.
Yeah.
And I'll say it is church to Kellamore. And it was a kind of lord of the judge of the dead and all that. Basically, kind of an Anubis figure in the pantheon. You step in, you see there's some priests going about their business, and then kind of like an obviously more important cleric kind of at a shrine, praying over someone who recently deceased.
Okay. I go up to him. Is there anyone here who might know more about curses?
Do a quick see how much he does know about curses. That's a great question. All right. All right. So you see he kind of stands up, and you see he's kind of an old, almost withered man with like priestly raiments on him. Oh well, I know so much about curses, and I know that if you curse, you need to throw salt over your shoulder, turn around 3 times, then throw salt over your other shoulder, and then you'll be able to sleep better for 3 nights. But you can't do it twice in a row, or you'll be able to not sleep for 6 nights. And oh man, it's a whole thing. So be careful how much salt you throw over your shoulder, okay?
Okay.
So what kind of curse are you talking about here?
Remind me what we knew about the curse.
You have very limited information. What you do know is that it's connected to some like very like old and deep books of lore about the Gith, and that there's some sort of thing propelling you to read about it further. That's about it.
It's an old curse. It has something to do with the books that I have.
A book curse? Oh, those are the worst kind. You know what you have to do with the book curse?
No, what do I have to do with a book
So
curse?
open the book, turn it over 3 times, and you'll be able to sleep better for 3 nights. It's so much better. You make an insight check if you like.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. That's a 14 plus nothing, I believe.
I think what you gather is that the GM
14 plus 1.
a 1 on how much this guy knew about curses.
Ah, fantastic.
And so he's the forefront, not helpful person, probably in the city of Mauja on curses. He knows almost. Here's the thing: it's not that he knows nothing. He knows everything that's wrong.
Ah, okay. It's that
I
guy.
love him anyway.
Yes, he is
Also,
fantastic.
Having trouble tasting your food? You know what you do? You put a little salt on it. It works like a charm. Salt. I'm telling you, it gets a real big salt. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there anyone else in the church?
Yeah. There's a few other like acolytes like doing their
Okay. Yeah, I go to the other acolytes and
You see one of them's like trying to stifle a laugh and like, oh, you got old Father Rainier started about curses, huh? Got the salt talk, did ya?
yeah, the salt talk.
Yeah,
Go
no.
with that.
If I'd known what you were in for, I would have warned you. But
Oh, yeah. No, I have an actual curse I'm trying to get rid of.
gotcha.
So,
Well, I regret to inform you, I don't know how much help will be here. I mean, obviously, the father over there won't. He's not exactly a scholar. I think you might wanna. I think one of the people you want to go to. There's some people who know some good divination at the university. So, and then they should be able to possibly look at what kind of curse you're looking at or something. After that, if you come back, I can help you find like another cleric who's knowledgeable.
okay, sounds like
promise they won't be obsessed with like pepper or something. No worries.
okay. Yeah, I'll go. Thank you for your help. I'm going to head back to the university then.
Go on light. Yeah, so you head out, go back to the university. Yeah, go ahead and roll me just another investigation check. I will say there's like signs and stuff, so I'll give you advantage on this to try and find a relevant professor or something.
Okay. Yeah, I needed that advantage, seeing as I just rolled a 1. Well, okay, that's not much better. How about a 7?
7. Well, a 7's not terrific, I think you know. But
Yeah.
so I think what you do, I think you find you find the school of divination and you find like a student, right? So you see someone like deep in their books, and this like elven woman like, oh, okay, then if this is true, then this cannot be true, and then of course this would never be true. So then that would make 7.5, of course. My goodness. Oh, sorry. Can I help you?
Yeah. Somebody to do with curses would be much perfect.
Curses. Well, what are you looking for? The removal curses, the identification curses, the
Identification first.
Identification curses. Well, that's those are 3 different entire schools. So sorry. Anyway, 7.5, 7.5. Got it. She writes down 7.5 on like a giant like a giant lettering on the striped paper. Anyway, okay. So if you're looking for identification curses, that's gonna be a little trickier. But I think Professor Denarian, she like points like this to one of the office, like one of the like windows in the building. Should be there. But also they might not be there. I don't know. I'm just not like scrying them to like, ooh, what if I could scry? Oh, and she starts like she all of a sudden is like distracted about like the applications of scrying on people to see if they're in, so that you don't ever impose. And she just like starts talking to herself and rambling about like, oh, and if I do that, then I should really be able to Yeah, that'd be great. And then I could also. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh my god. It doesn't make any sense to you, by the way. As she is, I'm assuming you probably like left already.
Yeah, he leaves as the moment she mentions the scrying thing. He just wants to find out what the fuck the curse is.
Well, congratulations, though. You've inspired someone to pursue
Scry.
practical, everyday applications of scrying.
I guess. So
Alright.
time for everything, I guess.
Yeah. So I'll say you are able to find Professor Denarian's office.
Okay.
And you see they are a bald shaved halfling man who seems can't really tell what they like. They're wearing very like baggy and almost concealing like wizard robes to the point that they're kind of like a circle, like they're just like a circle of robes, and they kind of yes. Can I help?
Yeah, I heard you're the guy to talk to about identification of curses.
Identification of curses? Of course! That's my favorite subject, curses. I cannot comprehend. You cannot comprehend how much I love curses. They're so terrific.
Just the look on Alexander's face would wither anyone right now. He's he's not happy with this string of events. Okay,
How have
walks
you
in.
acquired this specific curse?
I read a book and now I'm cursed.
Well, that's quite unspecific when it comes to curses. Not
I mean,
going
I have
to
the
lie.
book.
Well, that does help quite a bit.
Yeah, I pull out
I
like
see.
multiple of the books.
Yeah, at this point he's gonna start like doing a ritual. You see he basically takes out what appears to be like a small pearl with kind of like sea like patterns in it, and it kind of like hovers over the books, and like a blanket of divination magic starts to kind of like cover it, and then cover you. Well, that's quite curious. I must say, these books are not inherently cursed. As unfortunately as that might come to you, these books are quite uncursed. However, you, sir, are quite cursed. In fact, the exact nature I will need to further study to quantify the cursing culmination.
Okay, how long's that gonna take?
Well, it depends on the concealment of your certain curse, of course.
Okay. Why don't you take some time now? So I want to figure out what this is.
Certainly. I will be quite pleased to help you. So you have to endure about another hour of him doing long divination rituals with him speaking your ear off the entire time. I'm gonna roll for him.
Where's my sanity check?
Please, if you want to make a sanity check, I highly encourage. I encourage.
I'm going to make a sanity check. 'Cause it's an 18, but still,
18.
he's not happy about it.
I think your desire to understand what's going on in your head outweighs the annoyance, not by a lot, but by.
God.
So, all right. I think he. So at the end, well, the certain qualities of your terrifying curse are quite terrific, but the exact cause is clouded under quite powerful concealment, I must say. Are you quite busy tomorrow.
Alex does that thing where he just sinks his hands into his hair and he's like, "Oh, okay, no, I'm not busy tomorrow."
Terrific. Come to my chambers here whenever is convenient.
Okay, what information did you get?
Well, it appears your curse is from some outside entity, a cursor, if you will. And that cursor is attempting to play off of one flaw within your cursory mind. For what purpose, I'm not certain. I must say. It is quite complex and
Obadiah, are you okay?
I'll live.
are you quite alright?
God.
Cannot imagine a more splendid way to spend tomorrow than unconcealing your quite confounding curse.
I can think of a million different things more pleasant.
Can you? You must
Yes.
have quite the imagination, as curses are completely interesting.
I think I'd rather be tortured. He says that under his breath as he walks out.
I'll see you tomorrow. And as you walk out of that office, probably still frustrated and maybe still without answers, you see a giant beam of red light burst into the air, and a tower in the Underdistrict collapse. What would you do after that?
Alex is just gonna
Go towards the
slowly
light, or
walk.
towards the tavern where you know your friends and associates are.
He's gonna walk towards the pillar of light.
So, awesome. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think
He's not in a hurry.
you catch you manage to catch like the aftermath, right? So you see this right ground that's creating this beam of light. I believe I described it as like a rod. That's creating this like signal flare, and you see a small Gith Yankee vessel has like landed near this watchtower, collapsed watchtower. And there's like probably about a dozen Gith Yankees scouring the scene here, and you see there's a few slain as well. But I'll say you are able to not directly grab their attention.
Yeah, Alex isn't in his armor right now, so he's just kind of got his casual look going. So, but once he sees it's the Gith, he's just gonna head back to the tavern.
And I promise, we're so close to going to that tavern. First, we have one more thing to do. So you are sitting in Fighter's Teeth, which is the bar that you and your associates frequent. I mean, it's basically your bar. You and your associates do everything to own it in the things that come with it. And you're there with all of your friends, Calnan Henchier, the leader of the Fangs of Polo, a drow man, very lean with his dual scimitars at his side. He's just kind of like casually talking. And then go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay, let's pull that up real quick. We got 12.
As you're kind of like leaning back, maybe thinking about what you're gonna get next, like to drink or whatever, you see, it's gonna be a big shocker, a giant beam of red light coming blocks away as a watchtower has collapsed. One of the Gith watchtowers. Nobody else seems to notice. You're kind of in like the perfect position to see that in the window. What would be your reaction to that?
Well, I guess first thing is like, he kind of like glares downward at his drink with one eye. It's like, am I? Ooh, must have got some excitement.
At that, Calvin kind of like perks up, like, I am a huge fan of excitement.
Probably not that kind of excitement, boss. Look outside, you might be able to catch it.
Tolo's kid.
I know, right?
Here's the thing. I think you know exactly who did this. And I think this is exactly the kind of excitement I was hoping for.
Boss.
Okay. You've been doing good work here. And I think it's time you moved up. Kind of like he's like limbering himself up like he's like about to go in like a marathon. I think it's time to move you to the big leagues. All right. So, do you remember? No, you weren't there. All right. There's. remember a little bit ago, some maybe some would call them idiots, snuck into the Underdark. Took out some guards, dragged them down with them. Those guys didn't come out.
I remember that. I lost 5 gold. I was betting they'd get some of those guards out.
Yeah, here's the thing. We supplied them with the map.
Hello.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. Those, first of all, the daughter of our founder happened to be one of those idiots. Very near and dear. Yeah. Let me just say this. As much as this bar and this new living arrangement isn't really chafing me, unfortunately, no. I think it's about time. We, things change. And that group of idiots is the perfect group to do so. So, I happen to know around where they are meeting. If you go there, maybe offer your services, get yourself ingratiated. Wow. I mean, I think we can do so much. There can be so much excitement.
Boss. Promise you, I'll put on a show. They'll love me. They'll love us. The city will never forget.
And he just like holds out his hand. This is why you're one of us here.
Yep.
And as you do, you also get a vial of like poison in your hand.
Of course.
For a little more excitement.
I love the way you think, boss.
Now get out of here!
Yep.
Some excitement too.
And with that, Lucy jumps up out of his chair with an overdone flourish and saunters out.
Love it. And finally, whew, all that taken care of, we get back to the Dancing Badger. the tavern owned by Halia, everyone's favorite dwarven barkeep. And we see, because D&D's awesome, we see 3 people walk in about the same time. We see an Aarakocra, we see a half-elf, and we see Nazimar walk in.
Aarakocra looks noticeably shaken.
Yeah,
There's a
real quick.
punchline in there.
There is.
Yeah, where's the
And
punchline
the
to that joke?
punchline is real quick, just some character descriptions. It's been a few episodes, and we have a new friend. So why don't we get the first half of our character descriptions? Why don't we start? Well, start with our newest guest here in the Dancing Badger.
Of course. The half-elf you see walk-in is difficult to call anything other than a half-elf. He's got the familiar drow light gray, but his braided hair is a brilliant, slightly distracting, and one might think for a moment even a little bit fake shade of
Oh.
red, and
No, I can move.
he carries himself as if he is the absolute most interesting person you or anyone can possibly have ever met. And despite as he is like clearly looking around, trying to find people, trying to find presumably some certain people, he looks right at home, even in this strange bar he doesn't know.
Love that. Moving to our more feathered friend.
Yeah, so Era's is an owl, mostly white feathers, the occasional fleck of brown. Again, he looks noticeably shaken, like he's seen a ghost. And he's he's looking for someone very specific, and that's fairly obvious. Given birds' faces don't have a lot of facial structure, it's kind of amazing that he's managing to express so much. But yeah, he's lightly armored, seems very nervous.
And then, Ember, are you good to give your character?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome.
Okay, so Alexander, he's paladin. He's a big boy. He's an Azamar. He has grayish, purple-ish skin. It's tanned, but still pale because of the coloring. He's got scars on his eye, on where his eye is. He's covered in scars in general. And he's got long, dark hair, but he usually keeps it up in his helmet, so you don't see it normally. Other than that, he's just wearing pretty casual clothes. When he's wearing armor...
I like to imagine he's wearing like sweatpants and like a graphic tee.
Hey, it's 2019. We call them joggers now. Thank you very much.
The equivalent of, yes, is basically what he's wearing.
It's probably Under Armour, just saying. Super comfy, fleece lined.
Yeah. When he does wear armor, though, it is big, black, covered in spikes, and just battle scarred, just as much as he is.
One thing I will also say, Humtree, is that around that bottle of poison also was a like description of a person, and like saying, and a little note to like say, like introduce yourself and ingratiate yourself. And that description describes a dwarven woman, kind of like middle aged with like strawberry blonde hair and like two beautiful braids behind the bar. Alexander and Ari, you know her as Halia, but and that's what the note says.
Okay, so I imagine once I finally like pick her out, I start sauntering my way over there.
Well, hello. What can I do for you today?
Well, good madam, I do believe you are the fantastic woman I have been looking for.
Well,
So-
I can't say this is the first time somebody said that to me, but it always is nice to hear it again.
So after a few moments, Era's basically going to walk up, nearly shoving the half-elf out of the way, and is going to basically slam his hand down the table. I'd be like, where is Chatter?
Ooh,
Oh,
bit of a rush today. Oh, you heard about all the nasty business in the underquarter, did you?
No, I haven't. But
Alrighty.
where is Chatter?
In the back room. Go on then.
Cool, thanks. And he's going to walk directly into the back room.
And she kind of like slides you an ale onto you go. You look like you need one of those.
Thanks. I sort of take it slowly.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. You were saying about me being the person you were looking for.
Well, as you might suspect, I am acquainted with the wonderful, wonderful boys and girls down near Capitola, and considering the recent business well, they sent me, and I would like to offer my indubitable, my spectacular, my irreplaceable, dare I say unforgettable services in assisting you all in making life just a little bit spicier around here.
You don't say. No, I know that Capitolo is all about hedonism or whatever. You wouldn't happen to be offering services outside or inside here, if you get the drift.
After hours is after hours. And there's just there's an absolutely unsubtle wink because is absolute because yeah, Hung Huzi
Is
he
hung.
is yeah, Hung is only a subtle man in a very drunken sense of the word. Uh,
Hell,
but
how could I say no to such a generous offer? How about this? I think we've got a bit to talk about right now, but when there's a bit of a lull, I'll come up and grab you. How about that? And then I'll bring you downstairs. And she kind of sees Alexander and waves him into the back room, kind of leaving you with a drink and a wink.
yep.
Yeah, Alexander will just go. Still peeved off, but
She kind of like, everyone's in a mood today, and hands you a drink as well. As she takes you downstairs. Kind of like, and finally, we are in the back room of the Dancing Badger, where it is now Shatter, our furball druid friend, Andra, the half-elf wizard, Alexander Bogmar, the Hazamar paladin, Luminos Starcaller, the human paladin, Aira, the Aircroaker fighter, Halia, the dwarven barmaid, Antikam, our dragonborn guard friend who recently spearheaded a maybe foolhardy, maybe potentially magically done attack on that watchtower that everyone saw collapse, and Shelly Artibus, the excitable human noble. So please, what's going on?
The moment Aira sees Chatter, he basically just runs up to him and gives her a massive hug, sort of buries his face into her side.
Oh, hey there. Okay, yeah. How was your day?
Chatter sort of feels a few tears on Aira's face as she says, "We need to talk privately,
Okay.
please."
Is this okay? Just kind of leaning and whispering. Is this private enough?
No, I mean like in a private room.
Okay. Yeah. I think we have a lot to talk about right now, but we kind of attacked it today, so I don't know. That seems kind of important. You know? Okay, yeah.
He sort of stands a little straighter and keeps a hand and a wing around Chatter.
Nice. So Halia is gonna kind of address the group. So I had a wonderful day today. In case you were wondering, I had a wonderful man compliment me. I got plenty of tips, but seems like I'm the only one who had a good day. So
Oh, Halia, that's so exciting! Did you find yourself a husband?
oh, I'm not looking for one of those. Not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
Found something better. But anyway, what's going on with all of you here with this
Well, your big guy here, he had some kind of spell cast upon him, and that's why he went kind of nuts. And he decided he was very, very compelled magically to do what he did. So please don't punish him too severely because he didn't mean it.
That's freaking bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. We shouldn't let him leave.
Agreed.
Wait, what did I miss?
Oh, Era! A bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like a more detailed report is maybe begged for here. Maybe feel up to that? Looking towards you guys.
Oh, detailed? Okay, so, like, while we were, like, hanging out at the university and we learned all this stuff about necromancy and you guys sort of left, like, we got, like, this sending letter from here saying that him, and she points to the dragon guy, was, like, going nuts and crazy and was, like, brought up a Tulian to attack, like, this watchtower, and we're like, oh no, we can't let that happen, and so, unfortunately, we had to leave without you guys, and so we did, and so we went after this battalion to rescue him, and some people died, and we killed some Gith, and then one Gith got away, and the watchtower went kaboom. And then we came back over here to figure out what was happening, and we did some wizard stuff, and we figured it out. And we kind of figured it out. We don't know the exact details, but we figured that Dragon Boy here, he was compelled magically.
And I think Shelly joins in. Oh my god, yes! Because also, we figured out that not only was he probably like charmed or something, because also, here's the thing, I sent that sending to you guys because I was worried because so okay, also, gotta go back. So, Antakam and I were like talking and trying to figure out like all this stuff, right? Like we were talking about plans, and Antakam seemed like really perturbed, right? Like he was a little more angry. Like he's normally not like the nicest guy. Like I mean, sorry, you're a nice guy, but like you have a bit of a temper. So like, sorry, oh my god, that was so rude. Anyway, so like you had like he was more angry, and then he was like talking about how we need to like do this stuff, and then he like slammed his fist on the table and knocked over a watchtower and stormed out. And so I said, I took out a scroll because I'm not really. So I just took out a scroll and cast sending because I was really worried and didn't know what was gonna happen. But apparently, not only has Antakam probably been like charmed to be more angry and stuff, but also he had like his memory wiped maybe because he told me he doesn't remember anything like that. Like he remembers talking to me and stuff, but he doesn't remember like being charmed or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, Shelly, that was so good! You described it so much better than I did! Oh my god! Like...
I mean, I just did my side. You did your side great. We
teamworked! Oh man, like, we're such a great team!
For a high five, like... and Antakam was like, yeah, that's...
Illuminos is in the corner of the room, just...
yeah, Antakam and Illuminos are in the corner, and I'm just like, yeah, that's about what happened.
Illuminos is not a happy chappy right now. He's not happy.
Ollie was like, okay, Era and Alexander, sounds like you weren't there. Did you anything interesting happen to you two that I should know about? We should know about.
Yeah, I was tortured.
Take a look at you.
He says it with a completely straight face.
Stuff. Like, are you alright?
There's no marks, no new marks.
What'd they do to you, my boy?
He wouldn't shut up for an hour.
You know, I love good senses of humor, but that one's just that's a little bit too...
See Anja in the corner with her hand over her heart against the wall, like, breathing heavily, like...
Shelly doing the same thing, like, there. Oh.
It was torture to me, okay?
All I can say is it didn't last long enough.
Yeah. Don't worry, I get to go back for another like 5 or 6 hours again tomorrow, so...
Going back to be tortured willingly, huh?
I believe that's called masochism.
Yeah, I didn't peg him for one of those tapes.
It's about the curse I have, trying to figure out what it is.
Understood. Well, that might be useful.
Yeah. useful if I manage to not kill him halfway through.
I would suggest that if they can figure out the curse, then they probably got a few more tricks up their sleeve. Also, they're probably doing this out of the kindness of their heart. Or whatever.
Yeah, I discovered a target we should probably hit.
You don't say? What's going on?
There's a heavily guarded door that the Gith keep magically sealed.
How do you know about that?
You can trust me.
You know, I do, but also, we did just have one of our own magically charmed, so I would appreciate a little more information.
Like, where is the door? Said door.
That'd be great. How's it sealed? Who guards it? What's inside? What do you know?
I'm unsure how it's magically sealed, but I know it's magical. I sort of draw a quick map that shows its approximate location as near as I can remember.
That'd be why you were gone for so long. It's a ways away. Not suppose as you travel, not so much, I suppose.
Yeah. But that's all I say.
Gotcha. Do you have any idea who's guarding it? If it's a target we need to hit.
Unfortunately, I do.
Does that mean they're a bit above our pay grade then, or?
No, they're probably far below our pay grade.
That sounds like good news to me then.
So this is a gift compound of some form.
Of some form.
That's neither a definitive yes or no.
The Gith are investing a lot of resources into protecting it. It's clearly valuable to them in some way.
Good to know.
And is there any form of so you say guarding? So that means that they have fortifications there, posts, bodies, people there guarding. Do you know how many people are there?
There aren't fortifications. There's somewhere between 5 and 10 guards.
Well, whatever it is, it's got you being dodgy like a debtor on tax day, so I'm imagining we'll need a bit more planning before we try and get that.
Dodgy. I've seen flies move slower than him.
I have something of my own to share with the class here. Now, Anja, remember correctly, you've got a bit of connection to the things of Capitolo.
Oh, yeah, my mom actually founded that gang.
Yeah, that's right. I think. Now, if I remember correctly, didn't you mention you have some sort of arrangement with them, or some sort of...
Yes, we kind of got caught up with the Wizard Hut and then the university and then Anakim, but we have a task from them that they gave us and that's sort of, I guess, like a way to get them into their ball into our court, so to say. That's the saying, right? I've never actually been very good at sports or played any.
You know, might be one of them Underdark ones. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with why you'd keep balls in a court. But anyway, if you like, I think we to keep the dancing metaphor going here. Looks like they've kind of taken the lead here. Let me be right back.
Oh, okay.
So she comes and she's gonna grab you.
And of course, I saunter my way down with her.
Yeah, and she kind of leads you down. And can we get the last few character descriptions? So, Luminos.
I'm Luminosity Starcaller, paladin extraordinaire with scraggy long hair and a full beard. I'm kind of a bit bashed up at the moment. There's a few bruises because of the fight we just had on the previous time we played when we were fighting under the tower. So I'm a bit grumpy at the moment with the whole scenario that's happened. but I'm here to investigate as to what the Gith are doing and what they are doing, and what will they be doing for. And I'm here to report back into the human empire to find on whatever I come up.
Yeah, so Anja is also a half-elf drow, and she is dressed essentially as a gothic Lolita, though right now she's actually in trousers because she hasn't redressed into her new dress that got cleaned.
Everyone's wearing sweatpants right now except for Aero.
Yeah, well, she's in trousers, not sweatpants. So she's essentially like a goth kid, but only in physical form. She does have very unnatural red hair that kind of goes down to like black and like an ombre that's definitely dyed or disguised kit or whatever. She's just wide-eyed, like big green eyes, just yeah, little space cadet.
Love it. But yeah, you all-
Innocent little dumpling there. Doesn't know a thing about anything between anything to do with euphemisms.
Also, how tall is Feng Shui?
Oh, Hong Huzi is actually pretty short. He's only about 5'6". I would do the conversion to centimeters.
5'6" isn't short.
Oh, okay. Correction, duly noted.
Of
Correction,
average
duly noted.
height.
Perfectly unremarkable height.
I'm 5'5", thank you very much.
Hey, 5'5" is definitely not short. It's 5 feet. It's an actual
And-
small human.
As you see this medium-sized man
Yes.
accompany Halia back down.
Do I recognize him?
Why don't you roll me a history check? Let's see if you cross paths.
Okay. History.
Mind if I roll that check as well? Like just
Yeah. Yeah.
12.
And
I think-
11.
I think you've maybe seen him in the spider's teeth before, Anja, but not like you've never interacted with him, and
Okay.
I think you just know of Anja. You've never met her.
All right.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, and he just like he looks at him for a couple seconds. There's like a squint, and is like, the lady itself. Probably. Yes.
She points to Shelly.
Halia's like, well, anyway, this is, I never got your name, actually. It's important.
Hong Huzi, darling.
Understood. Is that, that's his name. So he was, from the Fangs, actually, I think. Sent him over, if I'm not mistaken, to, help us with the, well, let's just say it, bit of, rebellious deeds we're about to be getting into.
Oh, I am so sorry that we haven't actually done the task that was given to us yet. Like, we were still kind of, it's still on the list to do. In fact, I think it might be next on the list to do. We just got really distracted with all other kinds of things because, like, we have a lot to do. There's only, like, 6 of us. And we can only spread ourselves out too thin. We're not sandwich spread.
Like there's just like a pause for a couple seconds. Like Hong Huzi like just stops, drinks a little bit more. It's like, it's fine.
Okay. I thought we were in trouble and we would have lost everything. We're okay.
Oh, believe me, I'm troubled, but not that kind.
Oh,
of
what's
trouble.
troubling you? What's wrong?
Are you always like this?
Like
Yes,
what?
she is.
I can't say she definitely is, but Anja, honey, don't worry. I think he's exactly the kind of trouble we're looking for.
We're looking for trouble?
I mean, we were talking just the other day about how we can best sneak into the Duke's castle and maybe
Oh.
overthrow him. So I think that's maybe the definition of trouble.
Oh, yes, of course, sorry. I'm just... Whew, it's been a long day.
It seems to be. I think a bit of introductions are in order. Real quick, you know me, I'm Halia, of course. Or should I say I'm Charm? Anyway, Speaking of
Oh, he's
Charmed,
the one.
speaking of Charmed, she points over to a very tall, muscular green dragonborn. That over there's Antakam. He's probably not gonna be speaking too much today. He's a bit grumpy. He's kind of like, oh yeah, I can introduce myself. Hello, Antakam. Forgive me if
Pleasure.
I'm not exceptionally chatty today. Speaking of chatty, here you go. Shelley, I'm sure you're more than interested about what this strapping young lad has to do with us. And she's like, oh my goodness, yeah, hi. She like comes up. So Shelley, you see, she's like she looks actually fairly young. Like she probably can't be more than about 30, say. In like a human noble woman, like in like a very like extravagant day dress with like big earrings like bouncing up and down as she comes up. Hi, so nice, like grabs your hand with something. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Shelly Artibus, part of the Artibus family. You've probably heard of us. Well, actually, maybe you have. I don't know if you lived in the Underdark before. You probably didn't have enough reason to know about me if you didn't live up here to begin with. But anyway, she like finally stops shaking hands. It's a pleasure to meet you. I don't know what you are good at, but I'm sure we can find a place for you. I mean, this is kind of most of us. We're missing a few of our friends, but I'm sure we'll call them over at some point once we're doing like some serious planning and all that. So yeah, I think that's great. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yes, well, I'm wonderful at parties. I can play a little bit of music. I can, and of course, and he motions to what looks sort of like a laundry pole. You're actually a little bit confused. Like, why is he even? And then like he tugs it just a little bit, and like you see steel before like he pops it back together. And I am just I just love acquisition and redistribution.
Filthy communist. Wait.
Hey.
Well, that sounds great. I don't know what that is, but it looks like you probably know your way around it. So, welcome to the team, I guess. Oh my gosh. Oh, 1 second, and she's gonna like go and start talking to Takama about something. Leaving the rest of you to be able to introduce yourself. So it's not just me talking to myself.
I know it.
I did do this to myself today.
You did a great job. We're so proud of you. I'm just probably gonna go and first check up on Alex to make sure that he's okay. Did you find anything out? Like, did you?
I mean, I figured out that it's a curse and that it's a hell of a lot more powerful than I thought it was.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no ill effects as of this moment.
But I mean, it's a curse. Like, there's gonna be ill effects. That's how they work.
Yeah, it was the compulsion.
Oh. Her eyes get like super, super wide, and she looks at you, and she looks at Auntacum. It's like a compulsion.
Not the same.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Well, he doesn't know that, but he's gonna say that anyway.
are you sure? Like, Auntacum, did you read any books lately?
I mean, I think if I do this, does that answer your question? I'm not really a big reader.
Aw, that's...
Reports.
I mean,
I read like a report on like how our latest drills went. That's about it.
okay. I was just wondering. I mean, like, you wouldn't guess. I don't want to judge you by your appearance about, not being a person of education or anything like that. I don't want to, like, assume privilege. But, I was just wondering, like, you should start reading. It's fun.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you don't know how to read, I can help.
Nice. I can read. I did just say how I read reports. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, okay, it's fine. No, okay. All right, good talk. And kind of like backs your head awkwardly and goes back to talking to Shelly. which is not much better. But
I'll walk up. I'll walk up to the new guy. What was your name again? And Alex hold out his hand.
Yeah, and yeah, Honghuzi will like go in for like a handshake, and I feel like Honghuzi's handshake is like it's firm, it's polite. Like he can do an upstanding handshake. Honghuzi, one of the Fang's specialists.
I'm writing Hung Huzi because I can't. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But no. Okay. This is, and I point to Anja, my sister, Anja.
Well, we think so.
Pretty sure.
There's a lot of things out into the air. You called me your sister? That's so nice.
And like you see like Honghuzi like looks between you, he's like, on your father's side?
Yes, he got around and he was very ambitious.
He's also apparently embroiled in some kind of crazy cloning thing.
Yeah.
Man after the boss's own heart, I suppose. Don't look into that. Anyway.
No.
Yes, I cannot claim so illustrious a family tree myself. My parents are acquisition specialists of their own. They love redistributing income. Matter of fact, while we're here, how much of those, like, you see him like turn over, like, looking at the noble, like, how much of those earrings?
What? Oh my gosh. Well, the thing is, I didn't buy them. Obviously, there were gifts, so I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, I would probably praise them. Probably about like 10 gold each. I mean, they're very nice, and I like the way they keep the light and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
They
yes,
really
and-
frame your face so well.
Don't they? Oh my
I
god,
know.
thank you for noticing. I was wearing nobody wasn't noticing because I wore them just for that purpose. Because I mean, this dress kind of like draws your eyes up to my face, which is kind of like the point. And then I wanted to wear the earrings to like frame them. Like, oh my god, that's so sweet.
Yeah, faces are the only thing that people, especially boys, need to look at.
And
Of course, honey.
of course, like, assume at some point, like, you cleared a Honghuzi, and you just follow the line of his eyes and you realize that, like, he definitely heard what you said, and he is elected to ignore it.
There's only 3 things men are interested in: eyes, boobs, and butt.
Well, I think everybody has those. Just
Yeah, they
not
do.
as prominent. Yeah.
They do.
Oh, my friend, you need to come back to the bar sometime. The things we can show you.
I'm very good. I like to keep my my bars to the upper class. Thank you very much.
Hey.
We
Yeah.
have plenty of gold and silver and other wonderful.
I don't
wonderful
care about the
questions.
money. I care about the class. Thank you very much.
Holly is gonna put in and say, there's nothing wrong with being on the bottom every now and again. Just saying.
Oh, I'm always top. Thank you very much.
And you see like Honghuzi's head just whip right around, and he's like, "What are you doing tonight?"
Well, you
Ara's
mentioned
just
a bit of
attached to
excitement.
chatter.
Yeah. Also, real quick, when I listed all those people in the room, I totally did not forget. I just elected not to mention. There is also a human male bard named Ellen, studiously reading in like the corner at a desk, and during this whole introduction, he's like, "I'm Ellen," and then just goes back to reading about the Githyanki as it's all some pertinent information for him. In fact, he's gonna be like, "Okay." I'm just gonna go into like the side room.
He's very
where the DM
enthralled
doesn't
right now.
worry about this. So, beginning the next session, our good friend Adam will have learned some information. All right, and we're back.
He's like watching. He goes like, has that guy been mentioning anything about eyes?
Who, Ellen?
Yes.
Does he mention anything about eyes?
Yes, eyes. Eyes on the outside, inside, maybe other.
Ellen, have you mentioned anything about eyes?
He kind of leans out of the like study he's reading in. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're probably fine. Probably,
Yeah.
definitely fine. Don't worry about the things I just said. I'm sure they're never going to be important. And like you see him like start to like do something with his hands, like he's drawing something, and looks down and stops.
That
Yes,
sounds like foreboding to me.
foreboding.
Are you
Hmm.
okay?
Absolutely fine. There was well, okay, probably fine. There was a thing a few years ago. Matter of fact, related to how I've gotten my and unique set of skills.
Oh,
But more on that later. And as a matter of fact, if you wouldn't mind, I need to see to my drink real quick before it gets too cold.
At this point,
And he just sort of just diverts to just finish.
I think he hates me
Yeah.
too.
No, 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 no. They don't hate you, and I just pat you on the head. They just put up with you.
as this
You hate me too, don't you,
definitely
Louie?
reassuring.
No, no, no. I don't hate you. You're just so easy to torment.
With that, I think you all see a squirrel come underneath the secret door and crawl up on a Chatter's shoulder and just start like chattering into Chatter's ear.
Is it mom or dad squirrel?
Neither.
Oh.
See, mom and dad squirrel. After this goes on, so you see them climb up on his shoulder, right, and whisper. And as like this kind of chattering stops, you see like a bit of magic seem like release off of this squirrel. Anyone who is proficient in Arcana can make a check.
Yeah, for sure.
They're multiplying.
13?
Kind of what squirrels do.
21.
Nice. I mean, Anja, obviously this is some sort of magic, but you're not entirely sure. Hung Huzi, you can tell that this was an animal messenger spell. Somebody cast a spell that gave this squirrel a message delivered to Chatter. And you see Chatter looks kind of like, like needs to consider what this squirrel said in terms of error. So do you want to go talk to me now? Now? Or like, you see he's kind of like fidgeting with his poncho.
Yes,
So
I would.
they kind of step off into a side room. What did you want to say? Is talking about the mom and dad squirrel.
So it turns out I had a meeting with my old pals, my old tribe, as it were, and they're working for the Gith right now.
Oh, that's less nice.
Yes. And yeah.
You should probably tell everyone else about that, though. That seems important to know.
He sort of closes his eyes and nods solemnly.
Do you know if they are, like, they're being forced to do this?
They were threatened, but they didn't put up much of a fight.
Gith are pretty scared.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Jetter's just trying to, like, figure out how to say something. I think I have to go for the boys. There's something going on that needs, somebody who can talk to, I was like,
I like take a step forward and hug Chatter and be like, "It's okay. I'll stay here and deal with this."
I'm gonna miss you though. Really, really nice. And, you're a lot bigger than all the other birds I've met too, which is really cool.
That's what she said.
Once this is all dealt with, I'll be right back over.
Yeah, and if I can, I'll come back to help because you guys are really nice, and I don't like the Gith that much. To yeah.
And I guess Aira emerges from the side room, like visibly holding back tears.
And I think Chatter seeing that will kind of like hold your hand as you guys walk out, kind of maybe kind of comfort you. And Chatter kind of like, hi guys, hi, I think I have to go for a little bit into the forest. There's some stuff that like someone needs to talk to animals about and stuff, and I can do that. There's a lot of people here, and you see he's starting to like take the poncho over his head, and
No, that's fine. He's got this. He's got
pants.
the kilt. He's got kilt. He's got a kilt.
He's now like peeking out, like, you guys are all really nice and cool, and I'm gonna miss you guys. And
Well, you can always come back.
Yeah. I hope you guys do lots of good stuff. I think you will, because you're all really strong and cool and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, Chatter.
I'm gonna miss you too. And so I think Chatter gives like one last big group hug.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I think Chatter does, if you want, and he takes the squirrel off his shoulder and kind of sets on the desk. If you really need some help, if you ask my cousin over here to find me and ask for my help. Yeah.
What's your cousin's name, Chatter?
Vinny.
Vinny? Okay.
Does he by chance speak in an Italian squirrel accent?
Hi, Vinny. My name is Anja. You can stay with me to be a chatter message, and I'm just gonna like put Vinny in my clothes.
I look in the corner. I see a possum. Look absolutely jealous.
My possum's in her pocket dimension. Like...
In the pocket dimension, we see the possum.
Tulip,
They just see the possum go.
No, Tulip, it's okay. I found you a friend.
Tulip's displeasure. Yeah, just keep them fed and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I say bye, Mom and Dad. And you see the squirrels kind of like wave as well. He kind of takes his leave.
Add to inventory 1 squirrel.
One cousin Vinny squirrel.
1 cousin Vinny.
I haven't watched that movie in so long. I'll go watch that movie now after this.
Cousin Vinny.
Welcome.
Which
You're
movie
welcome,
is that?
audience.
Which movie is that?
My cousin Vinny.
Not actually sponsored by my cousin Vinny.
It's a movie, my cousin
Not
Vinny.
yet.
Get in contact with me.
Well, it's been a super long day. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm like, I need to go take off all of this. She like motions to herself and go in bed.
Yeah, Halia's gonna be. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What about in the morning we get ourselves together? I'll contact Zhenfei as well, and get her over here, and that way gonna be all everyone. We could talk about our next steps and
Yeah.
what we think we should be doing sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I'll have a nice, good breakfast for you.
Okay.
Looking at Hangazi, we all might be tired in the morning.
Oh, we will be.
Some of
Well,
us won't be.
And before
They
we
look
fade to
very
black-
dramatically.
Yeah. Some of us won't be as like a single tier, and the lighting goes down. Uh,
The violins kick
in
in.
the arms of the angel. Anyway, also, before we fade to black on the night, and before I ask if there's anything else you guys want to do, are you gonna go to that meeting you have
We have a meeting?
with the necromancy professor?
Yeah, sure.
Now, if here's the thing, if your characters would have forgotten, that's a thing. But it's been a long enough break since the last session that I'm not gonna just like, since you guys didn't call it out yet, make.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, no.
I thought that's what I
Limit-
reminded you guys of. Like I said, didn't you have a meeting
Yeah,
with the necromancy professor?
Yeah, you reminded everyone at the beginning of the session.
Okay.
So, I'll say it's in like half an hour.
Okay.
So,
Alex, do you
Who
need me
wants
to
to go
go
to that?
with you?
You can if you want. I don't know that you need to come though.
I
If
mean,
you wanna
I
go-
need a lot of things, but
If you want to sleep, go sleep.
yeah, I don't really kind of want to go back on the university in case somebody sees me.
so is it just Alexander going to the meeting?
I'll go as well.
All right.
I'll get back into my. Give me a second. I need to wash up and get back into my robes.
Yeah. Yeah, you come in. Pam has like repaired your armor, and all that after the big fight.
Thank you, Pam. So I'll be gone for a little while. Just have dinner and just relax.
Oh no! What
until
will I
get back.
do without your constant presence? Oh man! Oh, rats! I was
You're getting
hoping
more
to wait
snu-
on you hand on foot.
Pam, you're getting more snarky. I don't know what's going on, but
And you're liking it more and more, so I guess we'll call it even.
yeah, saying. But carry on. You might get some spanks.
You wish. You're not paying well enough for that.
Maybe I just have to give you a raise.
Libby, why would you spank Pam? She does such a good job.
I just
No,
pat her. I just pat her.
Anja, he just wishes I would give him a raise.
Jesus Christ.
And like, you
To
just
be
don't
honest,
mean
it's
it.
just-
Room
it's
for
not-
a
it's not
third?
hard.
Explain.
I heard spankings and raises. This sounds like a party.
Yeah, you get out.
Pam is Anja's best friend now, so you have to like
Yeah.
deal with this.
Yeah.
If you're roleplaying Pam, Anja's gonna hang out there.
Hey, Anja, you look like you've had a rough night. You wanna have some drinks with me?
Okay, let's go get some wine like some proper ladies.
I think that sounds great.
I just look at Pam saying, just one glass.
And
Libby,
she's
I
kind of
can handle my liquor just fine.
She
Thank you very
mouths
much.
like no shit. She walks off with Anja.
I pass her 2 gold.
Alright. And then you were fully armored and on your way to the university. Yeah. So, I think you did not get a name, I don't think, for the person you were supposed to meet, but you did get an office. And as you kind of get there, you see there's like a name plaque on the office that reads Henrietta Goldmain, professor of necromancy. to.
Knock.
Oh, come in.
I do the gesture of you first to Luminos.
Hello, good sir. I am thank you so much for answering the call for this appointment. I am Luminos the Starcaller. I have a son which I wish to bring here in the next season, and I was just wondering if I can ask you a few questions.
Okay, as you see, this drow woman sitting at the desk. Uh, well, please sit down, I suppose.
He's already sat. He didn't even wait for it. He just already sat down.
Oh, well, how efficient. What do you need to know?
Right. So, I'm here to this scholarly university of magics, and my son is quite prominent in magic. In his age, I would say he's quite a prodigy, and I've come here to to investigate, to see what this school is like, and I want to see. And I took a notice on your seemingly subject. I just wanted to inquire onto it more further.
Make a deception check, please.
Ah, Jesus.
Whoa.
Aha! Turning to Alexander. And why have you come to my office?
To be honest, I don't remember. It's been a minute.
Well,
it's not in my notes.
I do appreciate honesty. Looking at Luminos.
Well, that was out of character, but that works in character too, I guess.
No worries. So as a out of character reminder, so in the wizard manor that you went in, there were books and materials taken from the university.
That's
not,
right.
Apparently, not really stolen, but like lent. And most of them came from the School of Necromancy.
Okay, yeah.
So that, as well as your curse, are some of the reasons you and your party wanted to talk to this person.
So, two things,
Yeah.
then. This is back in character. Two things. First of all, some books that you lent out to the name of the
Personally,
wizard.
or me, all this?
All this. They were necromancy
Okay.
books.
Interesting. Would you happen to have, well, an example or a list of the titles?
Do I?
Sure. Let's say you could have. You know what? This is what Ellen, before you left, thought of. I know, and gave you a list of all the books.
Yeah, yeah.
Found.
Have a list of books.
Ellen's pretty smart about that. You would have done
Yeah,
that.
he'd do
There we
that.
go.
Yeah, so I handed her a list of the books.
Interesting. Well, I certainly have not lent these out. Where were these, did you say?
That wizard
Yeah.
hut. I can't remember the name of the wizard.
Benbound the Magnificent. How could you forget such an auspicious name? Nenderin Benbound the Magnificent, the wizard.
Yeah, the magnificent guy.
Yeah.
Let's see, was that great?
Yeah, he was apparently working with my father.
And who might that be?
That one is in my notes. Let me check.
George Bogmar, if I'm not mistaken.
It was George. Was it just George Bogmar?
Yeah, it was George.
That's what he gave me.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm prepared, I swear. Yeah, George Bogmar.
Can't say I'm familiar with the name, but
I can't
am-
say I'm too familiar with the name either at this point.
I just want to point out he probably hit on you quite a bit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
make another check. I think that actually does.
That's what bards do.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I don't think I ever met him, but I do remember. I think, I remember one of my associates speaking about a George hitting on him. Her name's Alava. You might want to go speak with her next. She might have met him.
Okay.
But I have to say, for this list of books, I did not check these out, and in fact, nobody's checked these out. These are from a restricted section of the university's library, so only a professor could check them out. But even then, that's on a lend basis. These are we've been looking for these. Not gonna lie, it's not like this is kind of a. I mean, had to be a professor. No student would be able to get into the restricted section. We made sure of that, and nobody but a professor would be able to make sure that they can stay outside of the restricted section.
Any other professors necromancy?
Well, there's Alava, and then there's our head, whose name Professor Darian. But then we're the only ones who specifically specialize in necromancy. Everyone else kind of knows enough to teach the basic classes.
Okay, and Darian's not the one that I talked to, right?
Darian is not the one you spoke to. That was Professor Rainier. How could you forget? Or no, Denarian. Oh, wow,
Denarian.
I really made that hard on you. My bad. But yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
So there's Professor
There's
Henrietta
Darian.
Goldmain, the drow woman. There's Professor Darian, who Elend and Chatter stole his book of holding from, if you remember.
Oh.
And then there's Professor Olava.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Although I will say, well, I guess Professor Darian would have both very little and more reason not to and fro her. So he has mentioned the book of his own making. It's basically it's a book of holding. It contains within it tomes and tomes of knowledge, and it will call upon it if you know the title. So he hasn't. I don't think he's gone into the libraries in years. But also, I suppose he wouldn't be that bothered if some of those books went missing either. He probably has them in that damn book. So I don't know if that's helpful. Sorry, I'm not sure what more I know.
Okay, and second thing, I've been talking to Professor Denarian, and a look of absolute disgust goes over his face.
How's that going for you?
Torturous. He was helping me figure out the nature of a curse that's been placed on me.
Interesting. It is his specialty. He kind of loves curses. It's a bit weird, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're not kidding. But yeah, so he is having me come back tomorrow, and I would do literally anything to not have that happen. Would you know anyone else who might be able to figure that out, or is it just the best bet?
You know, here's the thing. As much as he's a bit grating, he is a foremost expert.
Yeah, I was afraid you were gonna say that.
Yeah, but I have a tip. Give him when you come in, give him a riddle. It'll shut him up for a good time as he tries to figure out the answer. And when he thinks, he doesn't talk unless he's doing like a spell. Then he talks and says, but just give him like a riddle or something. You can shut him up for a good bit.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that doesn't quite help him then, because it doesn't quite answer the question of his curse then.
well, no, he'll still do his job.
He'll just not be talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
I swear, he's one of the few people who can cast a spell with verbal components and carry on a conversation. It's infuriating. Not gonna lie.
Well, if he wasn't so damn good at it, I wouldn't have dealt with him. But
Only one to say that kind of thing.
if I want to get the curse dispelled, would that be the same person?
That'd be more in the abjuration school, or at a particularly powerful cleric. You go.
Do I have to know the details of the curse in order to dispel it, or can I just dispel it?
It helps with just a stand. Like, I mean, here's the thing. I could curse you right now. That's a necromancy thing. I could just place a curse on you, but it's not what more normal people think of as a curse. It's more short term. It's negative, but it's not like the kind of curses that you hear about in stories, right? So if you're talking about a curse that's onset by I mean, let me guess. He already like tried to figure out what it was and couldn't, right?
Yeah, it took him like 2 hours to even understand that it was concealed.
Understood. Yeah, so that's beyond what like I can do. I can't curse someone like that. That is not, how do I explain it? There's a cursing spell, okay? There's a spell I can do to curse you. There are also curses that go beyond that and are much harder to identify and get rid of. If it had been one of my curses, I would just not have you deal with him, just have you go right to the abjuration school. They could, bam, remove curse, boom, you're done, solid, next. These ones are a little more complicated, especially if it's done by something that's still active. So, once you know what's going on, then we'll talk about what the next step is. But we're a bit out of my depth in terms of any more than that, I will say.
Okay, so what you're telling me is there's no way to avoid going to him tomorrow. Fantastic.
Unless you find another person who spent the past 40 years studying curses, their effects, and their discoveries.
Okay. Anything you want to ask over here?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I thought so. Well,
Okay.
I hope your son does great, and I have some term papers to grade.
Have fun.
I won't. Oh yay! Properties of bestow curse. Huh. She begins to grade her paper.
What a ironic spell. Anyway, yeah.
So now we're on to the evening. Is there any scenes we want to have this evening? I mean, we see Pam and Anja like having wine night.
I'm just gonna go. And then I told him, Pam, no thank you. I'm no longer gonna bend over that desk for that grade. Like, that is not the kind of woman that I am. And I left him.
That reminds me, I was supposed to ask something of the professor before I left.
Oh, okay, so you go back in. Professor. We cut away real quick.
Sorry.
That's fine. I need to go to the bathroom. Be right back.
Yeah, I kind of just show off my I take a little bit of the arcane energy from Eldritch Bolt and kind of let it dance around in my hand for a second and ask her if she knows anything about that kind of magic.
You making some sort of deal here, huh?
You could say that.
Well, I hope you know what you're getting into. Nothing. The only reason people keep making deals is because they keep thinking they can somehow circumnavigate whatever they made the deal with's will. If you think you can outfox whatever you made a deal with, you're probably wrong. But so I would just make sure that they've got good intentions. They're not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, I think good intentions are a bit of an understatement. I am aware of other types of, I believe they're called warlocks. They usually make pacts with fiends and such, right? Have you ever heard of a warlock making a pact with an angel?
I actually have once and again. Not common, but usually when Celestials are desperate or particularly interested, they kind of take interest in a few mortals now and again.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Should come back again sometime. You're an interesting conversation.
Yeah, interesting conversation. Pretty much sums up my whole life.
Well, we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yes.
We like
When?
learning.
And I'll leave. I'll take my leave.
And now we're back to.
And
Yeah, of
and
course. I'm good.
just,
I'm
you
proud of
know, like, I didn't like being
No, of course not. No. And
hidden
also,
from his wife.
every time you turn away, she like refills the wine glass with a bit of water to like so that you feel like you're still drinking wine, but like you're not getting that much drunker.
I know.
She
This
keeps
is really
consistently
watered
acting
down, by
drunk
the
with
way. Helen,
What?
your wine, I think you need a new keg.
Oh my goodness. Well, here, you know what? We probably shouldn't drink any more wine then. We don't wanna drink bad
You're
wine.
right. We're moving to tequila now.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh,
Here's the
yeah.
thing. It sounds like you have important stuff in the morning. We don't wanna risk it, right? How about this? Have you ever learned? Did you ever learn how to like sew and add things onto your beautiful dress?
No, I know how to cook really good though.
Oh, hey. Well, how about? Well, I don't wanna infringe on my coworker's ground. Here, let me show you some stuff. And she's gonna like take you up and distract you with like, like here's how you make a new pocket. This is how you add more pockets to your dress, because dresses have pockets in this world.
Yes, absolutely,
Canon.
for squirrels and tulips.
It's canon. Dresses.
Dresses
wouldn't
up.
they?
I mean, with a petticoat that big, like, she's got a lot of pockets.
Hashtag deep lore.
This is yeah. So she just distracts you with.
I meant to actually time that as the paladins walked back in.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
like, that's what the timing was supposed to be for.
no, I love that. So here, we're gonna rewind a little bit, and as I'll just like yelling this, like 1 cup of wine deep, the 2 paladins walk back into the bar. There's definitely a joke there.
So, having fun? Having fun?
So much.
Yes, I think.
We're talking about how all men are bad.
Well, it's
Right?
not that they're bad. I wouldn't say that he was actually a bad person. Like, he really did help me a lot, and you know what? I can understand why I was kept secret and all of that stuff. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, I just kind of wish that I would have, you know, at least let it happen naked. But, you know, it was just...
Okay, anyway, how did
What?
your meeting go?
Great. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I completely fooled them with my charm.
Well, I know
Yes,
that's
yes,
not
you
true.
did.
What charm?
Wow. That's cheeky. That's cheeky.
Isn't that why you hired me?
No! Not really.
That's true. That's true.
You had a pretty face and you knew your way around a hammer, so that's what I hired you for.
Well, I know my way around more than that. Speaking of which, needle and thread. Why don't we,
Yeah.
Andra? Why don't we retire? I want to show you something.
Okay. Night, Alex. Good night, Lumi.
Guys,
Hi.
watering your. I think they watered down the wine.
Oh, thank God.
She gives you like a.
I really
Blowing
need to change
look.
my kegs.
She does not handle her drink.
So now it's you 4, I suppose, in the bar. Unless I think we're not gonna go too in detail into Angluzi and Halia's night, but I'm assuming it is exciting.
Almost certainly, I'm sure.
Does anyone hear wild gorillas howling?
No, there's also crying coming from Aira's room, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, the howling. I'm pretty sure the howling drowns out that crying.
Yeah.
a
So
little bit.
I guess what are our two paladin
Okay. I'm
friends
sorry.
doing tonight before we wrap
Alex just goes to bed. He
Are you
wants to
gonna
get
read
tomorrow over with.
your special books at all?
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna continue reading books.
Lumi?
You know what? I'm gonna go gambling. Do you know what? I'm gonna try my hand at gambling.
All right, roll me D100. Are you proficient in any sort of gambling equipment?
Dice set.
Okay, nice. 22.
Is lower the better?
Well, here's what's gonna happen. So you make 2 gold.
Hey.
Score.
Hey.
You technically make 9 gold, but you also lose 7 gold. So you net profit of 2 gold.
Any profit is good profit.
I think a lot of people make a lot of comments about like, oh, Paladin coming over to gamble, huh? Oh, you gotta get in trouble with your big boss up in the sky, huh?
No, I'm not a priest.
Okay. And then every time you win, they're like, oh, come on, you're just gonna donate it to the church. Come on. What are the odds anyway? Come on. Hey, wait.
What?
That's no fair. You can't. No divine intervention, okay? You can't be praying to Calvor for better dice rolls, okay?
Oh, you think Palor's gonna help me with a dice roll?
Well, I don't know. You are a paladin.
No, I just got really good because I served in the military. You know how boring it gets while waiting for the next battle? You play dice or you play cards.
Yeah.
Or you have a brawl. It's one of those 3.
Ooh, now we're talking. Now you're not a priest. Does that mean we could square up sometime?
That depends.
Oh,
How drunk am I?
hands you like another drink. Looks to be pretty drunk to me.
You know what? Fuck it.
So
I've had a shit
mercilessly-
day.
You mercilessly beat up this guy. He's not prepared to fight a paladin of your stature, which is probably a bit of a nice ego boost.
And then I said, you know what? I needed to let off some steam. Here's the 2 gold I won. Fuck it.
Yeah, he's got like a half swollen face. Thanks.
I just pat him on the back saying, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Nice. We close out on the day. All right. So in the morning, is there anything you guys want to do? So I'll say, Alexander, you know that you have some time to meet with everyone before you have your meeting with your favorite professor.
Yeah.
So is there anything you would all like to do before your big meeting, or should we just move ahead?
I mean, Anja just gets back into her pretty dress and does all of her makeup, and it's like she wasn't, like, nothing happened last night at all.
Of course. Why would you even mention that?
Exactly.
Aira's feathers look completely ruffled and her eyes are bloodshot, but other than that, she seems fine.
Ira, are you okay? Do you
Did
need...
Era sleep? Like, does
Some.
Era have a point of exhaustion? Is my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Ira, do you need some cocoa butter or something? You're not... You look like you could use some frizz control.
Do you think cocoa butter would help these feathers? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I walk in
I'm
and say,
interested.
aren't you a bird? Don't you supposed to preen yourself?
Listen! He's very
Hey,
tired.
listen!
He's very tired. And I'm gonna start, like, smoothing your feathers for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome anytime, friend. At Lumi.
I just got this.
I stop and I look and I'm like,
And then yeah, like as he makes that symbol, like Honghuzi like wanders downstairs, like what?
Yeah.
as if summoned.
I just look at him and say, I know what someone's been doing last night.
Yes, you do. And I'd do it again. And
Does Hong Huzi have a point of
Um,
exhaustion?
I think Kaguzi is a little too experienced to have gotten a point of exhaustion.
Right? Like in other campaigns, you were getting sanity points after having sex. Like...
I mean, if that's the case, Honghuzi is overflowing with sanity points. And as you say, I would do again. Halia walks down the stairs and like slaps your ass like, I'd hope so. What was it?
It's dwarves and elves coming together. Aww.
I think that did happen a couple times.
Oh, good job!
good night. I say.
So, it's been a
I'm
while.
just be sure. Did I hear a crack and whip last night as well?
It depends on how judgy you're gonna be about it.
What do you use a whip for?
Oh,
Well.
darling.
Oh my.
You'll
Oh
learn
my.
vulgar love.
Oh no, I was saying, I'm not a priest. I'm saying, by all means, go ahead.
I mean, not very effective when you've got feathers.
I do suppose that'd be true.
I'm sure there's a way.
I think they go with the hot bath instead of that.
Anyway, you suppose we should be getting down?
Add a bit of sage. Maybe a bit of onion.
Listen, whatever you're getting up to is none of my business here.
That sounds like a
What is
recipe.
my business?
I'm making a cooking joke.
Oh,
What is my business, however, is what we are gonna go downstairs and talk about. I suppose we should get to it.
important business.
Yeah, you guys all head down, and yeah, there's all of your companions. So Antakam is there, Shelly is there. A new person who Hanuzi has not actually. Give me a history check, Hanuzi. Let's see if you consider this is your chance you've met this person. Okay, yeah. So this is Jinfei Tajis. She's a drow woman. She used to be fairly important in the Underdark before you were all displaced, and she's one of the few people who's managed to kind of worm her way out of the Underquarter and kind of made a small niche for herself in the upper district of the city. And before she did that, she kept in regular contact with the Fangs, keeping in their good graces and such. Since she's left, she has kind of dropped off, apparently due to this sort of activity. So you actually know her, and she kind of gives you like a polite nod.
Like Honghuzi like sketches like a polite bow in return.
Ah, I did not know you were now part of this little group, but your skills will be most welcome.
He's a recent hire.
Aha. Speaking of recent events, I feel woefully underinformed as to why a Gith watchtower was collapsed the other day.
So am I.
We are exceptionally lucky. They appear to have not taken it as a sign of outward aggression, but an isolated incident. And they haven't really increased the town guard. But we should be wary with what we do next. I think it's important that we discuss and think about what we do first.
If that's the case, maybe we should avoid anything that's going to cause any sort of direct attention from the Gith themselves, and maybe we should go back and concentrate on these recruiting missions.
You know, I'm not I don't like to say it, but I think leaving the Gith alone for a little bit might be good. You hit a hornet's nest, and it's not usually wise to keep hitting.
Cats. like your kneecap, I guess, like Onikum's kneecap. I don't know how tall he is.
He kind of he's like, I mean, he's a dragonborn, so he's
Yeah.
like 6'7".
Very proud of you for admitting that. It's character growth.
Well, I thought it was a good show.
So the
Yeah, well,
target I
you-
brought up yesterday.
You didn't have to chase a Gith around that could face step, but okay. Oh yes. Anyway, sorry, Era.
The target I brought up yesterday. The reason I was rather cagey with its description is that the people guarding it are also Aarakocra. Specifically, they're my, at this point, former tribe. Here's my suggestion. The Aarakocra would make significant allies in the fight against the Gith. And if we could convince them that the Gith are going to either betray them or in some other way aren't friendly, that target that the Gith are putting significant resources in may be extremely useful.
Junpei kind of, that's very interesting. Do you have any idea what kind of proof or evidence we'd need to convince them of that kind of thing?
We need something that proves their dishonesty, and we need evidence that they are capable of fighting back.
Interesting.
And we need not me to negotiate.
Not you said.
Not me. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure I'd love to have more of your ilk helping with this. But also, I'm not entirely sure what kind of evidence we'd be able to get without disturbing the hornet's nest again. Which I mean, I don't suppose just showing them how they've treated the city and the people in the Underdark would be enough.
They haven't been outright attacking much.
We could bring him the Underdark, show him ruins of the Drow cities. I suppose that would be enough. But that's the thing. That's. Oof.
You think they're going to go into the Underdark?
You know, there's quite a few problems with them with that plan, but I do suppose that's one of them.
How is your former tribe doing exactly? Are they comfortable? Are they privileged?
Well, to some extent, they were threatened out of their previous home. But from what I've seen, they seem to be okay with it. We're not too keen on specific locations. The sky tends to be enough. But other than that, they have enough food. They have enough water. There isn't anything that they need, from what I know.
Well, the Gith are never too keen on freedom of conduct, and I bet you don't. And I bet we don't see too. I bet if I were to look up in the sky, I wouldn't see too many of your former tribe flying around now, would I?
Well, not around here, but there's like a whole bunch of them that over that way.
Well, the idea is the sky is here. They're not really safe for your people, and that's not changing.
Mm-hmm.
they know that, and I think that, well, admittedly, perhaps this is admittedly, my skill set, and my outlook lie a certain way. But I think if we were to perhaps make a little bit of, well, again, you mentioned these are your former tribes. So if we were to make a little bit of trouble, perhaps a little bit of trouble that it seemed like Arakakra were responsible for, I think we might be able to force their hand. Because I don't think the Gith are too keen to distinguish one from another, if you catch my drift.
I catch your drift, yet at the same time, we actually want them to trust us as well. If they know we intentionally provoked them, that would not be useful.
Fair enough.
Well, I suppose we'd have to make sure they don't find out we provoked them. If that's what that were the case then. But it's something we can think of.
I'm sure we can do it in a jiffy.
So, for now, what is our immediate plan of action?
Well, I was going to suggest to check out that warehouse, but you seem really worried about your people, so I don't know what to do anymore.
I heard something about a duke.
I think we were
Oh,
gonna
sorry,
kidnap.
that was me earlier. I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I think that was like,
It was yesterday.
were we gonna like kidnap him or convince him to hand over power to someone that could actually help? Like,
Full of valuables.
Yeah.
For us. Yes.
I don't. The warehouse was supposed to have the valuables. She's just,
Okay, so the warehouse is.
Yeah.
Like, Hongzi, you would remember that the Fangs extended deal where basically, so there's another group of drow in the Underquarter that kind of almost directly opposes you called the Seldarine's Edge. They're kind of like the racist traditionalists of the drows, like the people who want to keep sacrificing people to Lolth and killing people and all that. You know that they have a warehouse that they've been guarding heavier than like normal, and that the Fangs kind of task these people, and thus kind of now you, to if you were to bring back whatever has been like being the most closely guarded in that warehouse to them, that they would then help this group in other tasks. But that was like the show of faith that needed to happen.
Right.
For more close relationship.
Okay.
So that's the warehouse.
Yeah. And I'm sure you understand. I am certainly a very substantive gesture of goodwill, but there is. I would quite like to earn my keep not only here but do a little something for my wonderful boss as well. And really,
he is quite.
those Seldarians.
He's quite nice.
I think we could stand to put a little blood on their noses.
Genfei kind of like, yes, I would not mind at all if we knock them down a peg.
Did they do something to you?
Suffice to say, I fought long and hard for where I've gotten in the city, and people like that who cannot see that this world is changing bring a bad name to people our type of blood looking at the other two half
Let's go raid a warehouse then.
I'm just gonna look at towards
Okay.
the paladins to make sure that they're okay with raiding a loth warehouse.
Yeah. For my saying, they're cultists who worship a god who likes sacrifices. I'm good with that. And the
Loth
racists.
isn't technically a god.
Oh, I dare you to say that to their faces.
Yeah.
I know.
I definitely, I would not do that. Like, even, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't worship Loth, but there's still just, like, that DNA inside of me that tingled just a little bit. Like, it, like, that just went, excuse you, sir. We should sit down and
She
talk.
may have been a lesser god, but she did gain a lot of power after the war.
Made her presence known.
Yeah.
That's the only thing Aaron actually knows about Loth is that she's not technically a god. Like, it was in the footnotes of his only
Yeah.
religion class. It's like, Loth, not technically a god.
The end.
Both do not worship, underlined very.
Let me put it this way.
Worship.
Let me put it this way. She has a lot of followers, and she's immortal.
Genfei will just say, I would actually suggest possibly scouting out now and attack mid-morning if you can. As you know, us Drow are not that fond of this sunlight you have every day.
That's why they made us daywalkers, right? I'm gonna try and high five my half-drow buddy.
And then you see it just kind of like look, just kind of like uncomfortably, like just sort of lean, facing the other way. So.
Oh, he hates me too.
Wow.
Tats.
Pass that one. Anyway, but yes, attacking during the day would probably be best. Night is actually one of our.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now's a good time.
So I think what the plan then is a scouting mission and a unfortunate meeting with a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, good luck.
Good luck, Alex, because actually Robert has to go now. Back to work. So, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Ember, who's also named Robert. We have to call Ember for thing. Thank you, Ember. We understand that you have to go because of work emergencies. We'll get you next week, fam.
Make money.
Yeah, I'll be back
Alexander-
next week.
All right.
Yeah,
See you, Robert. Good luck.
See you guys.
Very, very reticently, because of the meeting he has, the rest of you are able to go and figure out your next steps. Warehouse.
Yeah. I'm just going to redo cams here real quick,
Yeah, yeah.
guys.
No worries.
Yeah.
So,
So everyone else carry this. I can't
yeah,
do
you-
it.
well, at least Hanguzi knows where the warehouse is because it's of importance to his group. So he's able to kind of lead you guys. I will say, so I'll let two people kind of do a initial like perception check. Whoever wants to of the four of you.
So I'm flying over
Okay.
and trying to see whatever I can from the skies.
Yeah, I'll give you the advantage for the aerial view. They didn't plan for that.
Not that I needed it, but
And then who else of the of you three?
Perception. I am not a whiz-based character, so that's a bad idea.
I'm only a +2. I can make the roll if nobody else is bet.
I'll give it a shot at
Alright.
+3.
That's good. Oh, well, there you go. See?
Okay, then.
Perfect. So I think what you noticed. So this warehouse is a rectangular building It doesn't have any outward markings of the fangs, but or the Seldaring's edge. The fangs are the good ones. But it doesn't need to. So there's basically a guard on each corner. They appear to be just like standard drow. The building has what's become fairly standard, a large canopy of like cloth that's been built between the building and the one across it to kind of give like shade. But that only extends to the three edges of three of the edges of the building. So there's basically on the northeast and south edges of the buildings, other buildings that have canopies that cover the peak guards from the sun. But on the west side of the building, there are two guards who are like forever like kind of squinting and rubbing their eyes and like trying to like pull their like big hats over their eyes and just like obviously uncomfortable with the amount of sunlight they have to deal with. Now I will say there are entrances. There's on the east and west there are large like bay entrances like carts could go through if they were opened, and on the north and south there are just like personnel. There's one person on each door that's covered with shade and two guards on the unshaded one, just because they know that's a weaker point. But that's kind of, and then I think also at one point, Luminos, you are in the perfect position, and you see some other drow come through and go inside the warehouse. And as you do, you see Fahad like standing in the door, and you can kind of just barely see through to like the other part of the warehouse where there's the western bay doors. You see there is another drow like parked on the opposite of the door, obviously like waiting to ambush people. So basically each door is kind of like double guarded, one on the inside, one on the outside. That's I think that's kind of like the initial scouting out.
Are there any roof entrances?
No, as that's not.
Oh, right. So I don't know if you caught it, guys, but these doors are double guarded, inside and outside. I saw as that door was open for a moment, it did catch guards on the inside.
Oh no.
I've noticed. Would you look at the canopy and between the building and say, would you think that's flammable?
I mean, most things are if you try hard enough.
So I'm just wondering. I just had the thought of saying, if for any chance that we would be in a scuffle and we end up in that area, a good fire arrow or fire attack would really make them have a bad day, I would think.
Well, we are looking to appropriate the items inside, and fire does tend to put a little bit of pressure on safely removing things.
Oh no, I'm
Especially-
just thinking of the oh shit kind of scenario.
How well reinforced is the ceiling? Like, is there any, like, I assume there's no, like, sunlights or anything like that, but is it
No.
just, like,
So like
hastily
many
constructed?
Yes, so like many of the buildings in this part of the city, it is a very like hastily built structure. So it's not the sturdiest of sturdy buildings, but it's not like it would take a considerable amount of noise and probably a bit of time in order to effectively break down the roof, but it's not impossible for sure.
Okay. Here's my thought. We take out either one of the guards in the shaded entrance or both the guards in the lit entrance, and then we lure out the guards on the inside of the door and surprise them.
I'm probably guessing they're not going to be lured out.
They
How are you planning on luring?
I can send Tulip.
I can see them responding to provocation, especially if they are made to believe that this is an assault rather than a raid.
Let me put it this way. Okay, you're half drow, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You've grown up around drow. For what do you think with their vulnerability? Do you think they'll willingly go into the sunlight?
Given the right incentive, sometimes risks are judged worth taking.
Because I would most likely assume if we were to attack the guards, what are the odds that the one on the inside would barricade the door or send off an alarm?
Point. And considering how apparently light the external guard is, I imagine they have. Well, frankly speaking, they're drow. I'm sure they're proper drow. I'm sure that they can. I'm sure that they can manage a magical message to alert reinforcements.
If we can just get one of them, and I can knock them out, then I can disguise myself to look like that person and then go in and essentially get the rest of them out.
You see Honguzi kind of like staring for a couple seconds.
Here's a question.
I think
When there's a fire, what do you do?
I
That
scream
depends on
fire, and I like run.
Okay, what do most people do when they know they have to protect something?
Yeah, put out the fire.
Or they grab the most important thing and they run out with it.
See where I'm going with this?
You want to set the guards on fire.
No, I want to set the canopy on fire.
Oh, yes.
Correction,
what I
what if we
meant.
just set the warehouse on fire?
Well, the canopy is connected to the warehouses, all three warehouses, so...
And frankly, if we start a fire that large, then like Honguzi kind of just makes sure like looking around and everybody like. Frankly speaking, the community would be remiss not to come and help because
No, I wasn't
fire
thinking...
that long,
Also,
this is
we're,
like-
Well, I wouldn't expect it to be that big, just from one arrow into a canopy. It may get big, but I would assume that they would try and get, resolve it,
oh no,
sooner.
of course. I mean, rather the idea of setting the warehouse itself on fire.
No, since there's canopies between the warehouses, it may possibly spread if unleft to the warehouses, because the canopy is attached to the warehouses, but in trying to put out the canopy fire, they are out in the light, and they're trying to put out the fire, making them busy. We can perhaps jump on them then and there. Or, if they tend to ignore it, and they just want to go grab the expensive stuff, the things that they want to protect more, and they try and leg it with it, we can ambush them as they try and escape.
Real quick, can Andra and Honguzi give me intelligence checks? We'll call them history checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm proficient. I'm...
Wow. Andra,
I'm not.
Seems like a perfect plan.
Yes!
Honguzi, so you would know that these canopies aren't just attached by rope. They're attached by a special kind of silk that's kind of like a combination of spider silk and some other things that basically are a failsafe where they are strong enough to hold these up, but they like evaporate in flame, so that if these kind of canopies are set on fire, if there's an accident, it won't spread across the entire like underquarter, and so it will just like burn away and they will fall harmlessly into the street, because people are smart enough to not create the ability for fires to spread across the entire city.
And then you see Honguzi like thinking about it for a couple seconds. He's not proficient, so I know he has to. This takes a bit to come to mind. It's like,
I think what happens is you remember like at one point like one of the tarps near like the spider's teat was lit on fire. You're not sure still if it was an accident or not.
Sure.
But like while you were like, oh my god, 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 like we gotta get this happen. And everyone's like, nope, it's fine. And it just like fell to the ground harmlessly as it spread to the edges of the target.
Like a problem. The way the tops are connected, and the spider silk we use, it evaporates very quickly when lit. Essentially, the canopy. Essentially, that canopy may burn, but that fire will not spread.
Okay. All right. Then.
But either way, someone's going to have to come out to check it.
At the very least, they're going. At the very least,
Would
they're
you
going to
think
want
it'd
to
be
have
a
enough.
good lure, as you were saying earlier, a good lure?
I like this lighting things on fire option.
Because I'm saying, when there's suddenly a canopy catches fire and then suddenly drops away, people will be inquired to check what's going on. Correct?
Yeah, probably a second guard will be posted in the now sunlit area.
At the very least, it will require them to move a few people around, pay a little bit of extra attention, just to make sure that the fail-safes do their
how
job.
about this? We set a fire to the canopy, and then we jump the guys in the sunlight area onto the side.
Warehouse is probably the best bet.
That's not a bad idea.
Although once we drop those guards, we'll probably want to be moving quickly, because I bet the people inside won't have that much trouble getting eyes on the warehouse entrance, on the big entrance either.
Well, I wasn't going to say we're going to take a jolly old walk around the countryside.
Of course.
I want to take a jolly old walk around the countryside, except a flight, but sounds lovely.
Okay, a flap about.
Just a little flat back.
Okay, is this our plan?
Okay.
I think
Raise hands if you say. I'd say aye if you agree.
I
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Quick, is Tulip not doing any scouting?
Tulip could do some scouting, but like Anja suggested it, but nobody agreed to it, so she's not going to suggest it again.
I heard it, and I was.
Yeah, like.
I'm just.
So she's not gonna do it, even though she made the suggestion. She'll just go with everyone's plans because she doesn't believe that she was smart.
Tears. Anyway, self-esteem issues aside, what canopy or part of the building do you guys want to try and land on?
So we're lighting the canopy that is furthest away from the sunlit guards.
Okay, so that'd be the east side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm lighting it, quickly flying over the warehouse to the sunlit guards.
Okay.
And, shooting arrows at things.
All right. So here, 1 second. So I'm gonna get you guys on roll 20 so that you can, because it sounds like this map is not for exact use, but it is gonna allow us to roll initiative, because it sounds like we're getting into a bit of a kerfuffle, some might say, a fight, others might say more accurately.
We are around 20-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll do this kind of initial skirmish with the outside guards first. So
Okay.
why don't we roll initiative here?
I was being very creative on this map, guys. Sorry.
I noticed.
God dang it. Okay.
That again.
All right. Okay. Here, I will do that for you, but I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, a turn. You got a 12. Perfect. So looks like we're all good. All right. So, but as you guys have kind of gotten the element of surprise, we'll say this is that there's not technically in 5e a surprise round. Technically, all the guards are just have the surprise condition, which means they can't do anything. So, Era, your first turn is to light the canopy on fire with your arrow, and then I'll say you can fly over to the other side. So, Luminous, what would you like to do next? There's these 2 guards in the sunlight, and that's about it right now.
Right. I'm gonna pretty much just I'm gonna charge it up to 1, and then dart to the side of him. So I'm gonna go up to the left one. On the left one, and then I'm gonna dart to his right.
Yeah.
So I'll be going left, and then I'm gonna strike him, and then shield bash him in towards the one to the right, on the right side of the door.
Love it. Awesome. So give me that attack first. I believe with the surprise condition you have advantage. Let me make sure I'm not.
And it looks super badass.
Oh,
And aren't they also in sunlight anyway?
that doesn't give them. It doesn't give you advantage to hit them. They just have disadvantage. To hit them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't think I would have advantage. I think advantage is only if you have taken
No,
advantage of it.
they're not. You don't have advantage. They are.
Yeah.
Just surprised to lose their action. All right, go ahead.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that definitely will do it. Nice. All right.
Slash and bash.
And then remind me, is it an opposed athletics for
No, it's my shield mastery ability.
Yeah.
I
so
get to
just
push
make
him
an
5
attack.
feet back.
Okay. You have to make an attack for that, right?
No, it's hit or miss. I get to use a bonus action to push
Awesome.
back 5 feet.
Yeah. You see Luminos run up and slash this drow and shove them into their other friends. They kind of like stumble surprised. And in that moment, Andra, what do you do?
I'm
Sorry,
going to...
Anhuzi is actually, the initiative didn't take.
I'm last.
Yeah, Anhuzi, what do you do?
Okay, so Luminos is on 1. I think I'll go after the other, and as I start like charging in this make this big flourish, and like with a twist and just a certain pull, like this laundry pole that I've insisted on carrying around places, is suddenly a spear-sized sword, which I am stabbing at the other guard with, and
Love it.
thanks to its particular trick, I actually do have advantage on this attack roll. Let me see if I can roll that just right. And okay, let's roll that attack one more time. 5.
Awesome. That definitely hits. So then 11 damage.
Should be 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, yeah. That's still enough to take this particular drow guard down. So how does that? What does that look like?
This
is the first time we get to see you fight. So what is it? How do you fight?
Right. It's like Hong Huzi moves like he always moves like he is trying to impress an audience, and like
Love that.
and that actually gives like even the surprise guard enough time, like kind of just enough time that like he can actually like prepare his defense, but like he's like the guard is preparing a defense like, oh man, this guy is about to hit me with a big pole, so I need to brace myself, guard my center, and then instead, like with just like a flourish, all of a sudden there's just a sharp point going straight for the neck, and there's just nothing they can do. It's suddenly pierced, and like with a overdrawn flourish, removed, and the guard falls.
Love that. Yeah. So you see like the guard gets ready, and then I feel like there's like a brief smile on his face. Wham! Just takes down this guard with one strike. Now, Anja, what would you like to do?
I think... Is it my turn? Okay.
Yeah, because they're surprised. So they...
Alright, sure. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to help out Lumi. Bring out my rapier. and I will pokey's pokes with the pointy end. An 18.
Hits.
Right? For 8. Ooh.
8. Nice. Yeah. So you see Anja with like this skilled, even though you're not in your blade song, still kind of having almost like this, like a dancing elvish quality to it. Slice through this drow guard. Still up, but
Which is very not very undrow like you might like this is very high elfy dance moves. So just to kind of point that out to our other half drow friend. Definitely didn't learn this from anyone that you know.
He's looking on like he seems a little bit scandalized. Oh my god.
Yeah, and you know what? So does the other drow. Like this full drow is like not only are you half drow, but you're using high elven fighting techniques against him.
Yeah.
He looks incredibly offended, but not offended enough to get his turn yet because Era, we're back to the top of the initiative. He's no longer surprised, but it is now your turn.
Yeah, he still gets an arrow though. That was with sharpshooter.
A 12.
Oh, that's a whiff.
Yeah, that's not
Clink.
gonna quite do it. As he kind of like was looking in the right direction when he was able to get out of the way of the arrow. Anything else Arrow wants to do, or are you just gonna stay in the flank?
I'm gonna start flying down because I assume this guard's going to be dead in a moment.
Sounds good. All right, Luminos.
Supposed to join your friend.
Oh my god! No! That's a crit! Yeah, please! Roll me that crit damage.
That's a very... That boop hurts.
Yeah, please describe me how this person is just decimated by this sword strike.
I just take the sword, sweep the knee, and just spin around and just strike down.
Yeah, in almost...
And now you was your friend.
In an impossibly one motion, right? Just whoosh, whoosh, right through this drow's head, just soundlessly defeated. Let me.
Anja makes sure to kind of like move out the way of the splatters so nothing gets on her dress.
Yeah. So now that that's taken care of. So first off, I'm gonna see how the other guards react. I think Era, you're kind of the only one who can really see what's going on right now, just because everyone else is kind of blocked by the wall. So you see that basically 50-50. So the guard to the north rushes towards the burning section of tarp, and the guard that was inside steps outside to like make sure the door's not unguarded. And the other guard, on the south side, the guard outside sees you and hears a bit of commotion and starts heading towards you guys, and the other one also takes place. And then obviously the guards at the canopy you started burning are like doing damage control. So basically you all have two guards that are kind of problems, one of which is in the inside of the door, who probably heard that all these battle cries and death, and then one guard heading from the south. So with that, Honghuzi, it's your turn.
Okay. And you mentioned looks like we've got two guards coming. Two guards coming around.
So there's one guard coming from the south, and then there's another one that you know that's inside these like large doors that probably heard what was going on, and you're not sure what they're doing in this exact moment.
Okay. So I'm going to look around, and I'm going to look over at Luminos and Anja, and I'll just kind of like motion inside with my head, and then I'm going to move to intercept that guard over at the south who's coming around.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see you can get there and get at him easily before he can fully get to the door. So go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. Yeah, attack. Not level 5.
Not quite yet.
Let's pull up my character sheet. There we go. And swing.
That definitely hits. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, and let's see here. Make sure roll the damage up. For 8.
8 damage. Nice. You see again, like with a just performative grace, just slamming into this drow. They seem heavily injured and not looking great, but not out of the fight yet. Is there anything else you can do on your turn that you want to do?
Let's see here. No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like, and assuming I've got like any movement left, I'll just like, basically, I'll just like use it to like circle around them, just like.
Sounds good.
It's very much like.
Yeah, I like to imagine Uzi never stops moving when he fights, right?
Yeah.
Like he's constantly moving, so you just kind of like start darting around this guy. Aunja.
All right, I'm gonna go give Ho some help and go over his way. Or who?
It's funny because it's true.
I was about to say just because he's a little just 'cause he gets around doesn't make him a hoe. It doesn't make him a double hoe.
And she is going to rapier this guy.
Sounds good.
And if she hits, she'll booming blade him. Yeah.
Alright, and then booming blade.
Alright, this is the normal damage, and then booming blade damage.
Alright, so the booming blade damage is enough to take him down. So what does that look like?
She kind of comes in like in between. It's since he's doing like his little movement, like you just kind of feel like as she like comes in, you feel like her back like brush against yours as you guys kind of like exchange like positions, like you're dancing with each other, and you know like her rapier just kind of like whips forward, and you hear like a crack of thunder as it like. It's a show. Like she's not doing it to upshow you or anything. It's just this is just how she works, and she saw an opportunity to look pretty with you, and she's like, "Ooh."
Yeah. So yeah, good. I love as a DM. Good news, bad news. Good news. He's definitely defeated. Bad news. Booming blade has a certain connotation about the amount of noise. So I think we kind of cut away to like the inside of the warehouse real quick, where we see like a larger contingent of like more veteran drow, and all of a sudden it resonates through the warehouse, and
I'm just stood there just looking at her, just
a bunch of like we see a bunch of like hand crossbows getting cocked.
And like since it might still actually be my turn, she will bonus action activate her blade song.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sorry guys, that's just habit.
This is supposed to be espionage.
So Arrow, what do you want to do? You get a move before the other guards here on the outside.
I'm gonna fly right above the door, and then wait for anyone to come out before hitting them with, an arrow in the head.
Then you see the two guards on the north and south. Don't head towards the moving blade, but go inside the warehouse. And you think the guards to the north are still dealing with that mess, but it appears that they have retreated inside, and in fact, the Luminos, as you are standing near this giant warehouse door, you hear like footprints away, like you hear people walking away from that door. Like the guard that you were expecting to come out and get shot and stabbed by you and Era.
They're bunkering up instead of fighting like real men.
Right. So I run towards the corner where Hong and Onger are, and I say to the north. I just say to the north. And I gesture to Era, just saying down, and I just point towards northly entrance and saying we're going that way. Something's happening. They've done something to this door, but we're gonna run around. Hopefully we'll get around them, and they expect us to try and do something with that door. We're gonna try and get around them because someone gave away our position.
It's sorry, it's just the way that my magic works.
And with that, I just bolt down, try and with my rest movement down along the side the warehouse, trying to get to the northern entrance.
Yeah. And is everyone gonna follow along?
Yes.
Go to the south.
Yes.
Awesome. So I think you guys all rush down. We're gonna kind of ignore initiative for a second. So what you see when you come back here is there are the 3 drow guards that you kind of knew were already there, and you see they've like taken care of. You see there's some singe marks from when the tarp fell down, like kind of brushed the side of the warehouse. And those are put out, and you see they're like collected themselves, and that the tarp is kind of like balled up in an alley and burning itself out. However, you do see one other thing that kind of catches your eye. Andra, can I get let's call it a history check from you?
Okay. Where's my character sheet? There it is. History. You know what? I would like to use my nat 20.
Sounds good. So you see shouting orders in Undercommon to these 3 guards is another drow, right? So they have a symbol of like Lolth directly emblazoned on them, which you know is typically only reserved for like the more elite guards. Like, I mean, come on, like normal guards aren't even worthy of wearing the symbol of Lolth on their
And I'm assuming
armor.
this person wearing the symbol is also female.
Yes. And you see, so she is wearing like very intricate like leather armor with spider silk like raiments and different additions. And you see she has her hair obviously made into like a knot that's underneath her helmet that comes down and kind of has like spider legs coming down the sides of her face. But as you look at her face, you swear to everyone you know that this looks like a sister of Alexander. And that's where we're going to leave off.
Dick.
I think your family's fucked up.
It didn't stop me from sticking my sword in the belly. Sorry.
Didn't stop him from sticking his sword in a nut. That man got around.
I guess like I just
I'm
want
impressed.
one in character. Does it look like a
Yeah,
sister
please.
of Alexandria in the sense of like an
On the
Azamar?
father's side.
So on, but on his
With a natural 20, what I will say is that they basically look... Actually, with the natural 20, you see that they are a half-elf with a elven disguised self-on.
10-4. Okay.
But both the elven and the half-elven look like, wow, that's like if Alexander had a female twin, that was a half-elf.
That was a half elf. This would be.
That would be that person.
Oh, this is my sister.
That'd be exactly that person.
Or maybe my sister. Or the person that my dad confused me for. I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Awesome. What a cliffhanger. Thank you guys so much for the return of Revenge of the Gith. It was a great return.
The return of the revenge.
The return of the revenge.
With the bitches.
So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do a quick round table here. Everybody praise each other and tell us where we can find you on the internet in the past week. And we'll go, like, backwards to forwards, essentially, with Omega.
Yeah, I'm Omega. My throat hurts. I'm on Twitter, and I am trying to stream, I guess. It's sort of failing, kind of. This is how I talk, by the way, normally, when I'm not actually in character. I'm very stuttery. It's very funny. Go to either of those things. Twitter's Omega Seco. Twitch is, I forget.
It's Omega_362.
It's that.
Yay.
Val's got me. She's the best. Praise be unto Val. Praise.
Praise be the all feathers.
Raptor for her.
Also,
Yes.
this was a great game. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Role playing,
I've missed this a lot.
A-Rud chatter like separating and all of that. That was amazing. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Agreed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Omega. And we'll next have Mr. Luminous D Stalk Ash. Bleh. Yes.
Hello, I'm Luminous D, also got the name Ash. I'm a fellow Twitch enthusiast. You can also find me on Twitter under the handle Luminous D. Thank you so much for the game. I've been missing playing D&D for a while with you guys, and very much nice to meet you, Obadiah. It's been really good fun, and it seemed that you're playing just as crazy as we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you so much. Speaking of Obadiah, I don't have your Nightbot set up, but please tell us where to find you in the next week.
Yeah, so on Twitter, you can find me at Jossa Dyson, twitter.com even, /Jossa Dyson. On Twitch, you can actually find me later today at twitch.tv/Shinobi. That's, I'll spell that out in chat too.
I gotcha, fam.
Good stuff. And you'll find me playing Devil May Cry 5, so if you enjoy them action games, feel free to stop by. And that's my internet presence.
Awesome sauce. Appreciate your face for joining us.
Oh yes, and before I forget to say the things, yes, it was really fun. Like yeah, this is a really good session. It's really fun playing with everybody. I really feel like I am exactly. I really feel like I am in. I really feel like this is going to be a good time.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good one.
Thank you. All right, dope. Thank you so much, Obadiah, and of course our Dungeon Master, Mr. Robbie Rollins.
That's me. I'm Robert the GM at Robbie Rollin on Twitters. You can also find me at the Not Quite Heroes podcast. We just released our newest episode. It's very roleplay heavy. It's a lot of it was really good. And you can find me here on Twitter with general GM advice and quips, and just in general having a good time in the tabletop role-playing game sphere.
All right.
What a good session.
Yeah, great
Love
session.
you all. This is great. Miss this.
Okay, fam, and my name is Val. This is my channel. We're having a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and roleplay just happening here, and we're getting more and more. As in July, we will be starting 2 new campaigns on top of this. One is actually headed by Omega, so we're gonna be doing like a level 20 kaiju hunting game. So we're gonna be D&D and Godzilla, from what I understand.
It's gonna be great. I actually finally came up with the concept for the world.
Excellent.
And later today, I'm gonna finish writing that up and send it on Discord.
And we still technically have a spot open in that game if anyone is interested in that 6th slot. I haven't advertised too much as far as casting calls go, just because like everyone that I've like personally approached has been on board. So there is a spot left in that game. We also have Acres of Strahd game starting a couple of days before. These is all like the second weekend of July. That's going to be headed by a Dragonstone cast member, Myron. So we are full on that one though. That's super exciting. As for this week, you can catch me on the RPG Lab on Thursday at the same time we start here at 11 PST, and we will also have an episode of Dragonstone on Sunday at noon PST. And I think that's it. I was talking a lot, so I didn't see who we're gonna raid, but we are gonna raid somebody. Let me just get to the bottom of my follow list and see who is there. We're gonna go ahead and raid, it looks like Tim, who is Hope's husband from Shige He Games. We're gonna go ahead and raid them today, guys, because they are a huge supporter of this stream, and
such good people.
They're playing Borderlands.
Also tell Hope to watch Chatter's Goodbye, because
we will for sure. Don't forget to add her in Discord.
I hope I did him justice.
I think so too. Like, you were able to jump into like those roles really quickly. With that, looks like the roll is ready. So everybody, wave.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.